Spurs put in a decent effort after a tough kind of run of fixtures, particularly on the domestic front. We can hear from someone who made a start in the Champions League today for the first time. Not the first time in the Champions League, but for the first time in a while. Archie Gray is speaking with Olivia Bazaglo.
Archie, understandably, there was a lot of talk about the performance on Sunday. I know tonight you didn't get the result, but there was plenty of positives to take from this Spurs performance, wasn't there?
Yeah, definitely. We played it tonight, and you know they're the champions of Europe, so but only the best team in Europe at the moment. So, you know, there was some good moments for us that we can take into Fulham. So yeah.
What were those good moments?
I mean, we scored some goals, so you can definitely take them. And you know, obviously there's some things that we can work on, but you know, like I said, they're a top team. There's always going to be moments against those teams that you're going to suffer a little bit, and I think just learn how to suffer a little bit better for us is one of the things. So yeah.
Obviously, you were involved in the first goal. It was a lovely bit of link-up play between you and Lucas, and then for you to find the cross at the back post. It was a well-worked move from everyone.
Yeah, definitely. We work on that. Me and Lucas just speak to each other and we say, just trust each other. You know, every time we're on the pitch, we just want to enjoy it together, and that's what we did. And pretty much we just trust each other with the ball every time we're near each other. So yeah.
PSG are a bit relentless. How tough is it coming up against a team like that?
Yeah, like I said, they're the best team in Europe. So you know, in every aspect of their game, they're relentless in the way they play, and they keep going and don't stop doing the things that they're doing. And obviously they've got that individual class, especially when you see Dembele coming off the bench and Goncalo Ramos coming off the bench. So yeah, they're a top team, and there's things that we can learn on from this game. So yeah.
And just finally, Archie, for you, obviously I probably haven't played as much as you would have liked this season, but did it feel good to be back out there?
Yeah, I just wanted to, obviously I've been injured the last few weeks, but obviously it's always good to play games, and only every time I'm on the pitch I'm going to enjoy it and give 100%. So yeah.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Well, Archie Gray back with a bang then from injury and putting in a really decent show himself. Lucas Bergwall, only his fourth start this season for Archie Gray, but he spoke really well, didn't he? He said all the positives that they'll be taking from that game. We're hoping to hear from the Spurs manager after this, after what was a huge night in Europe for him as well as a manager. Lots of expectations on his shoulder, lots of scrutiny as well over the past week and after a run of defeats. But he put in a good show. We look forward to hearing from him after this. And Tottenham Hotspur were defeated by 5-3 at the Parc de France. There's so many positives to take from the performance, if not the result. Let's find out the thoughts of the Tottenham Hotspur boss. Thomas Frank is speaking with Olivia.
Thomas, a loss in the end, but a game with so many positives, but equally so many frustrations.
I'm very pleased with the performance. I like the bounce back after a setback last game. Today was much more the identity of the team. The aggressivity, the bravery, going forward, running at them, just everything about the performance. I was very pleased with that. And there was a lot of positive takes on the game. I think the two strikers scoring 3 goals between them. I think the whole team performed well overall. I think Archie Gray, Lucas Bergwall in the midfield looked really good. And of course the frustration is when you're going 1-0 up and 2-1 up against PSG away from home. The performance was to really get something out of the game, a point or 3 points. That was the performance too. And then there's two things. One, then you need to have a little bit margins with you. Then the Vitinha, don't put it to the top corner in that situation. It was very tricky. And then the 2 goals, 3 and 4, can't concede them if you want to win here. And by the way, Vitinha, best midfielder in the world. He'll be the next Ballon d'Or winner for me.
Oh, wow. That's a very big shout. I mean, had a brilliant performance. Let's continue with the positives from your team. A lot has been said about creating chances, but that wasn't a problem tonight. And when I look at that first goal, it was a beautifully worked move. And is that something you just need to see more of from your team?
Yeah, but I think also there was that, initiative forwardness from Archie and Lucas on the side, and then the two strikers complementing each other well inside the box.
Randall Kolomoani, we spoke before the game, and PSG, though, the player was saying, when players come back here, they usually score against them. He did that tonight. How much of a turning point could it be for him, getting those 2 goals?
Follow up, of course, but the 2 goals give him just some confidence to go forward. And he's been, as I said, struggling a little bit with form for various reasons. A little bit setback with the dead leg, the broken jaw, and he coming into us without being fit. Now it looks better and better, and we saw the better of him today.
Obviously 9 goals conceded now in 2 games. How much of a problem do you feel that is?
Of course, it will always be concerning when we concede 4 and 5. But I think it's two completely different games. Today is so much more of what I want, and I take the positive out of that.
You mentioned the word compete. You wanted your team to compete, and they did that tonight, didn't they, for large parts?
Today we competed. That I'm pleased with. Today I showed a team with a soul and character, and you need that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And you need that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, soul, character, and they competed. How much of a turning point could this be for Thomas Frank and Tottenham, do you think, Peter?
Yeah, for it to turn, I think you've got to get the result. I think there was some positives. I don't think you want to get carried away. They still conceded some poor goals, but as a collective, it was much better than the weekend. Far better. I thought the midfield looked a lot more solid. The 2 up front, I think, worked. I think they will cause teams in the Premier League a lot of problems with that kind of formation. And I think certainly with the 2 young players as well, Bergvall, and Archie Gray, I thought did really, really well. And of course, Colin got the goals as well. So they were definitely positives, and they came up against a top class side.
Yeah, they did. Well, the next fixtures, they've got Fulham at home on. They've got Fulham at home on Saturday. They've got Newcastle away, Brentford at home, Slavia Prague at home, back in the Champions League, and Forest away as well. That's what's coming up for them. But we've seen this formation now, 4-4-2, and it seemed to work for large parts of that game. Do you think that's what they're going to use going forward to sort of build on this performance, or can you still see changes in this side?
I can't see them using it against Fulham. They've got to look to use their attacking players and their attacking flair. I think fair enough. Maybe Newcastle away. I think teams, when they accept that they're probably going to be coming up against it, but I don't think Tottenham Hotspur Stadium will be ready for a defensive 4-4-2. They need to be on that front foot on Saturday night. I think your likes of Kudus is going to be very important to get into the team. They need to find a way to get Xavi Simons. But I really agree with what Crouchy said there about Archie Gray, Bergvall, and Kolo Muani. I really hope that's a big moment for that now. That's a really good moment for him. And that attacking intent was so important, wasn't it? Because that's the thing that had been lacking in the last few games. Yeah, it has. Yeah, I think the forwards were in amongst the goals, with assists, with goals. There was a lot more energy, certainly in midfield. It felt like Bentancur just kind of sat. Archie Gray joined in, so it was almost like a diamond in that midfield. And they had more energy. And I think that's, as fans, that's all they want to see is a little bit of passion, a little bit of belief, and I think they got a little bit more of that tonight. Yep, they certainly did. Don't forget, we have more European football for you tomorrow, of course. All the English sides are in action in the Conference League and the Europa League as well. Guys, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for joining us. Peter will have a different look next time we see you, after November's over, unless he decides, unless he's so attached. Thanks anyway. We'll see you all tomorrow night. Thank you. Good night.